Hi, I'm Torstein from Cinema Terror, and today we are going down under for some Ausploitation with Fair Game from 1986. Ausploitation, for those who cannot decipher it by themselves, are of course a sort of subgenre for exploitation films created in Australia, the country where everything is able to kill you. Even compared to other exploitation movies, Fair Game has a very simple plot. Basically, it is about the young tough woman Jessica, who is living out in the outbacks in Australia with her husband, who just happens to be away on a business trip while three hunters come across Jessica and starts to make her life a living hell. Fair Game starts off with action right away as we are instantly introduced to both Jessica and a gang of sick hunters as they starts to mess with her. We also see what type of place this is and how serious the local law enforcement takes harassment complaints.
So how'd the windscreen break?
It was hit by a stone thrown up by their van.
Have you still got the stone?
No.
Yeah, well, it's hardly what I'd call a hanging offence.
After that, the movie starts to go through a set motion. As the hunters do something to mess with Jessica, she goes home and makes a small plan to get him back. The hunters then take revenge again on her, and that's the circle the movie goes in from that point on. It's very repetitive and makes it hard to care about what is going on after first half of the movie is done. What helps though is the way everything is filmed. First time director Andreacchio does a good job in trying to keep things interesting with his camera work, but ultimately can't save the movie. It's just too soft for an exploitation movie and lacks the intensity and fear to work as a thriller. Surprisingly enough, it actually lacks rape. And I can't believe I'm actually letting these words come out of my mouth, but this movie needed a rape scene. By that I mean that the movie is basically about three assholes tormenting a young woman. They take photos of her while she sleeps. They constantly hints at sexually attacking her and all of that, but he seems to tiptoe around the subject of rape and just stares away from it. It feels a bit like self-censoring, as it feels like the idea was that the act was supposed to happen at one point in the film, but someone or somehow just refused to let it happen or something like that. Not saying that all exploitation movies needs to include a terrible act of rape to please the viewers, but sometimes a movie should go more violent if it feels right within the story it is trying to tell, and that is the case with Fair Game. The most torturous the movie goes, if that is even a word, is when they tie Jessica half naked on the front of the truck and drives around in the desert with her, which is of course the image that ended up being used on one of the VHS cover arts around the world. Other than that part, the movie is quite tame on violence, so if it is an Aussie version of Last House on the Left you're after, then Fair Game is certainly not the movie for you. Jessica is played by the lovely Cassandra Delaney, and you can do a lot worse than to spend 90 minutes staring at her. She's beautiful and has a sort of Linda Hamilton vibe to her in this one. Her character is supposed to be a bit of a badass, and Delaney does go for it, but the dumb decisions they make the character do, like not calling anyone to ask for help and constantly going right on where she's all alone and vulnerable instead of seeking out help after another brawl with the bad guys, certainly didn't help her character at all. And speaking of which, the three bad guys, which can be grouped into the leader, the fat slobbish guy and the crazy skinny guy, are not worth spending much time talking about either, to be honest, as they're all pretty forgettable.
There she is.
Forget her.
Yeah, let's get out of here, I can't breathe. That should slow her up a bit.
It's rare I get annoyed at a music score, but the annoying music and sound bits they use for this film brought the experience down for me. It sounds like some stock music that they found for free in a library or something, and it does not do the film justice at all.
Smash it!
Fair Game is a decent exploitation movie. I will probably not revisit it anytime in the future, or even remember much about it years from now, to be honest, but even if I didn't care all that much for it, I wouldn't be surprised if there are fans of the film out there. So if you're into 80s exploitation films that don't necessarily try to make you feel too uncomfortable, then by all means, Fair Game might be something for you to enjoy. Fair Game gets an average score of 2.5 out of 5. So who out there has also seen Fair Game, and what did you think of the movie? Any other exploitation movies that you can recommend to me and others? Let me know about it in the comment section below. A like is always appreciated, and subscribe for more reviews and other fun stuff coming in the near future. Thank you.